right, we're back. Week number 500,000,
I have no idea.
episode 90s. We don't
Maybe
know.
not.
We have no clue actually, but we're happy to be here. We are excited to talk to you about relationships, to
Yeah,
talk to you about the biggest thing in a relationship, the opposite of being connected.
right. So before that, I'm Kimberly Fisher,
And I'm Bill Fisher.
and this is When Your Partner is Your Partner, where we talk about the issues and the struggles that come with not only being partners, but also being in business together.
Yeah.
So, yes. And today we're talking about connection.
Yeah. Can you imagine just being at work and your boss and you are disconnected, but then you get to go home to your boss
Yeah.
and then be even more disconnected?
Right. Yep. And how
So,
much fun that is. Yes. So, and being married, it's difficult to separate that work life and try to be connected with each other and not talk about work. How many times have we gone on a date night and we're like, we're not going to talk about work, and then we end up talking about work?
first one who picks up their phone.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the first tip that we have for staying connected, I think, is the most important one, because this is how you prevent yourself from having disconnection. And that is having at least 15 minutes every single day where you have connection time, some kind of conversation with the two of you. Where one of the things that was really great for us is you would say something to me. What would you say? How's your?
I would say, how is your
No, that's not it.
astronaut opinions? I say, how is your pie?
Yeah. How is your pie? And that's how he would actually initiate that conversation, just see how I'm doing. And it doesn't have to be this long, drawn out, 10 chapter version of what's going on in my life. It just needs to be 15 minutes of us just let's check in.
Why?
How are you doing? How am I doing? Because that keeps that connection between us alive.
Yeah. But it's more than just a connection. We are reconnecting because the other person cares. And when you know the other person cares about you and you know the other person is intentionally living to help you or for you or to support you, it is so much easier to find gratitude in your partner.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. And it makes you feel like you're valued. And
Yeah.
that's what each of us wants in our marriage, right?
I got to tell you that when you make me feel valued, I want to do anything for you. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you ask me even like the hardest thing in the world, like, will you take out the trash? I'm happy to do it because
That's the hardest thing in the world.
well, yeah.
Okay.
You make me feel, when you make me feel special, when you make me feel like, man, there's no other way around me knowing that you care right now because you just do nice things, you say nice things, just the physical touch, whatever the case, the shoulder to shoulder time is really important.
It is. Yep.
Yeah.
And that goes to our second point, which is physical touch. Physical touch is incredibly important in a marriage. And we forget sometimes that doesn't necessarily mean sexual.
I think it does. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
No, sometimes we just need a little bit of physical, like a hand on a shoulder or a nice hug. I will say I need one of your life-giving hugs because it regulates my nervous system when I feel anxious, just to get a nice long hug from you. And then also sometimes when we're fighting,
Yeah.
I have the thing that you were saying that I do.
So when you're fighting, and if it's a really good fight, if you reach out and squeeze her boob.
No, that's not it.
Oh, no, that was not it. That was something else. Never mind.
It's this. I will come up to him and I'll say, "Give me your hands." And it's hard to stay mad when you're holding hands.
Yeah.
It really is. It's hard to stay mad and keep the attitude.
It could end up in a game of mercy, that's for
No,
sure.
we're not playing that.
But it usually does.
No. But no, it's just that hey, look, you are important to me.
Mhm.
And you matter. And you mean more to me than this stupid argument.
There's something about this and the physical exchange of energy and the caress and the touching of hands that really takes the argument down an entire level or two. I mean, it just automatically goes from here to here.
Mhm.
And that could be the one thing that it takes to make sure that someone's using their head in the argument, because a lot of times we lose our minds, right? We're up on our rights. And we're constantly thinking about, how dare you talk to me that way? I can't believe you, or just there's so much disconnect that this is the one thing
It
that can bring you back.
brings it back, yeah, and helps us to remember this is you're not my enemy. This is we're meant to be here, and that we're just on a disconnect, and that it's going to be okay. And we actually experienced disconnect last night where we had an argument, and looking back both of us realized it's been a while since we've had a date night.
Yeah.
And we're big in our community. We talk about your calendar. It's super important to put things that are of value to you on your calendar, and if you don't, they won't get done.
And
And
when you
so
don't, you invite other things onto your calendar.
if something else will fill the space. That's
Yeah.
what's happening on our schedules. Something is always ending up filling up the space, and so that's what happened to us. We gave up the thing that energized us and kept us connected as a couple. And date night doesn't have to be like a big deal. You don't have to buy fancy opera tickets, and but you can, and you don't have to go to a fancy restaurant, but you can. Date night can be as simple as homemade pasta in your kitchen where you're spending time together. Date night can be going to a movie or even just waiting till the kids go to bed and watching your
Mark
favorite
took a
movie
nap. Oh,
together.
oh, I thought you were gonna say, dang it. I
Yeah.
always do that. I'm sorry.
Our oldest son and his wife, they play video games together for their date night. And that's how they like to connect. Whatever it is that makes the two of you feel connected, that's what's important.
You know, thinking about this now, one of the things that's really important for a man, it's different for a man and a woman when we talk about connection or just even being in the room together. Men like shoulder to shoulder time. Like,
Mhm.
hey, sit with me and watch this movie. We don't even have to talk.
Mhm.
Right? As a matter of fact, I'd rather not talk. Let's just hang out and watch this movie. We'll laugh together. I'll look over. Oh, you thought it was funny too? It was an awesome movie, right? And to me, I'm connecting with you.
Right. That makes him feel connected. Whereas me, you saw my little tactic. I want to hold hands because that makes us have face to face time.
But not only hold hands, she wants to communicate.
I want to look at each other and have words. Yes.
Yeah.
And that makes me feel connected. So neither of them are wrong. They're just different. And you have to keep that in mind. And so working together. So that can make us.
You glared at me.
No, I was like,
She said,
think about it.
working together.
Working together, it creates some disconnect between us because we do think about things differently. We take risks differently, and we handle stress differently. We've talked about that before. But one of the things that is pretty universal is that when life gets stressful and busy, we give up the things that we feel like are things that we can give up. And I talk about this quadrant, the productivity quadrant, where it's energy versus and money. So in one corner, something will give you energy and make you money. And as entrepreneurs, we prioritize that. We really focus on that because we're like, this is good for me. And then you've got something that might make you money, but it doesn't give you any energy. And when you start realizing buy back your time and delegating, you start partnering with other people that enjoy those tasks. Like we've got rockers that are in a fix and flip right now, handling that because neither of us wanted to do that. So we
Or
hired
are good
somebody,
at it.
and we're not very good at it. You should have seen me. It was rough. They probably came in and went like, "What was she thinking?" And took everything down that I
You,
did.
you don't put sheetrock mud on with your fingers.
Anyway, so and then there's the corner where it gives you energy, but it doesn't make you money. And that's the section that all of us, that's the bucket that we give up. That's the first thing that we sacrifice because we think we're too busy. So going to the gym, eating healthy, having quiet time, having connection time with your spouse, we sacrifice all of that because we say it's just for a season. It's just for a season. We're almost to the finish line, or it's only till this month, or we're going to take that big vacation. And what we forget is that the big vacation, that's not where connection comes from. It comes from daily intentional time together where you're making your spouse a priority. And so what does Pace say about success?
Says if you don't schedule success, you allow other things on your schedule
Mhm.
that are not success.
Right. And so if you want to have a healthy marriage and you want to be successful in staying connected,
Yeah.
you have to put it
And
on the
and
calendar.
he also says, "Show me your calendar, and I'll show you why you're not successful."
Yeah. Yeah.
How many people wanna show your calendar?
A year ago, I would be like, no. Now I show my calendar and people get anxiety.
You do that much in a day? Holy cow.
Once I started being intentional with my time, though, I realized I had a lot of time and I get a lot more done. So I'm super grateful for that. So, another thing that is really, really interesting and important is to remember that
Yeah.
laughter is super important in marriage. And if you can't laugh together,
Mhm.
that's actually a symptom that there's something wrong.
That's one thing that I absolutely love about our marriage is I don't like, I can be a total goofball with you, and
No.
you don't no, no, seriously, and you don't hold it against me. I
No.
mean, as there's a time and a place for being serious,
Mhm.
but it's not on my schedule. So, anyway,
I
the
like the laughter. I like the joking around. I wanna be able to laugh, and I think it just sort of sprinkles a little bit of joy in things that would otherwise be really stressful.
yeah, and, one of the things when we argue, I say to her
Oh, yeah. We're we're having an argument, and then he'll come back. He'll
and
look
I'll
at me.
I'll look at her and I'm like, 1 or 2 things. I'll say, "You're sorry.
Yeah.
You were being a jerk. I
Yeah.
accept your apology."
That was a little more effective as
Yeah.
a joke to try to end the argument.
Versus this one, I'll say, "You done being a bitch?" Doesn't work. I don't know why you don't like that one.
It just starts the fight right on over again.
But we also know that it's kinda like, okay, when that's like the white flag. When you can come to with humor, and we both know it's humor, it's the white flag. It's like, "Okay, we're done with that argument. Let's regroup, let's reconnect."
Mm,
And this is something that, they call getting off of the crazy cycle.
mm,
If you read the book, Love and Respect, there is the energy feeding cycle, and then there's the crazy cycle. And the
yeah.
crazy cycle is you're upset, I'm upset, and we do things and to each other and say things to each other that are just making this thing more upset, and it just the cycle just keeps going. But then one of us stops and says or does something funny, or we stop and say, you know what, I was wrong, I'm sorry, please forgive me.
Mm.
And then the cycle slows and you have a chance to realize, okay, we're being children.
Yeah. Yeah. The cycle is you feel disrespectful, so you act unloving. And then I feel unloved, so then I act disrespectful, and we're on the crazy cycle. Right. You're right. And that's why the holding the hands is so effective because it stops.
It's like the brakes. It's
Yeah.
like, "Er."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, hey, okay, I can see that we're in a space. And, it doesn't have to be a groveling, like, I'm wrong. I'm so sorry. Sometimes it can just be, you know what? You mean more to me than this argument.
Mhm.
That's super helpful because really we're not fighting about the argument. We're fighting because we're disconnected. And I want to know that I have value and that you cherish me and that you appreciate me.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree because, our days are filled with enough stress to begin with. Our days are like I see this picture in my mind of like 2 oxen. Is it oxen or ox?
Yeah.
Whatever the plural is. But 2 oxen, whatever it is, and you're in the yoke together, and you're plowing the field together, and we're doing the grind all day long together, shoulder to shoulder, and one of us is upset. I mean, we could be snarling each other, biting at each other, whatever the case, but we're doing the grind together all day long, and then we go home and expect things to be good.
Hmm.
It's impossible. It's impossible. So you have to have that
Yeah,
connection time and
you
the
can't
check-in time.
you can't turn off the fact that you're still married even though you're business partners.
Yeah,
It's like when we were playing racquetball. We would
yeah,
play racquetball and Bill's super competitive
very competitive.
and I would get offended and he would say, "There's no feelings in racquetball." And I would say,
I'm
"I'm
allowed to have
still
feelings.
married to you. I'm still your wife on the court. You have to be nice to me."
So I've learned.
Yes.
I've learned.
Yes, he has. I play with other people.
I no longer play with my wife.
No, seriously. No, okay. And the last point that we have, which is really, really important in marriage, is appreciate out loud. We forget to say all the things that we appreciate in our spouse, and we just assume that they know.
Mhm.
But the truth is that I don't think you could ever say it too much. And when you do start saying it out loud, Tony Robbins has this trick that he does with his clients. He will say, I want you to look around the room and I want you to find all the blue in the room. Look all over. Do you see all the blue in the room? Then he goes, okay, now I want you to close your eyes. Then I want you to tell me all the red you saw in the room. And every time they're like, I didn't see any red. I just saw blue. And then he's like, open your eyes. And he's like, see, there's red everywhere. You just didn't see it because you didn't pay attention to it. You weren't intentional. So when you are appreciating out loud, you're being intentional. And what happens is when you're intentional, you see more of it.
Yeah.
Your
And
brain will pay attention to more of it.
that's gratitude. Gratitude is an attitude,
Mhm.
right? And have the right attitude throughout the day. And honestly, if you could think of at least 3 to 5 things every day that you're grateful about your spouse, your relationship is going to change. And the reason is because you're scheduling it. Remember, if you don't
Planning for
schedule
it. Yeah.
success, something else will enter. So if you're not being grateful, ungratefulness is going to make its way into the schedule.
It's true. Yep. So early in our marriage, I actually put an alarm in my phone to compliment Bill at least 3 times a day because I had to learn this practice. I had to learn how to be more intentional with it. And now we say, if you see something, say something. So every time you see something that someone else is doing that you appreciate, you need to
I'm a good
vocalize
boy.
it.
I'm a
Yeah.
good boy.
But I do it in my business too. With every employee that I have, I see them doing something good and I point it out and I praise them because everyone wants to know that other people value them and
Yeah.
see them.
Yeah.
And that's one very simple, easy way that you can make your spouse feel valued is by recognizing that you see that they're doing all kinds of things and doing it well.
Yeah. And men want to feel respected. We want to feel like we have value, like we're completing it. We're completing the job and we're there on purpose, right? And you want us around. And women want to feel loved and cherished and honored and respected as well, not just men. But I think if we're doing that on a regular basis, men, if you are constantly talking to your wife and continuously telling her moments of gratitude. I appreciate this about man, you take care of us. Thank you so much for making that wonderful dinner, or thank you so much for the way that you take care of things or take care of me or whatever. I guarantee you, you're going to be more connected,
Mhm.
less disconnection time. And if you want to see things better in the bedroom, honestly, be intentionally connected,
Yep.
not
That
just at the hip.
Yes, that daily 15 minutes a day, the laughing together, the gratitude, all of that is like foreplay for later.
Yeah. But remember, points expire at midnight every night. And it's bullshit, but it happens.
Well, we are so grateful that you joined us tonight. We hope this helps. Connection makes a world of a difference in your marriage. And when you find yourselves in having conflict, just remember, think back. And did you have connection throughout the week? Because you probably planned for that fight,
Yeah.
just like we did last night.
And the last thing to remember is you mean more to me than this argument.
Oh, yeah. That's the magic phrase. It works every time. Thanks for watching. We sure appreciate you guys. See you next time.